Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to tell you the first stanza of television poem in English. The most important thing we have learned. The poet is telling that the most important thing they have learned. Okay, so after knowing about the television. So far as children are concerned, so here he is very much concerned about the children's future. Okay, only some people can think about others' children. Okay, so every parent can think about their own children always. They can think about their own family. Okay, so their responsibilities, their work, their stress. Okay, so they always think about their own family. So nowadays people are being selfish, but still this poet really has some kind of responsibility towards the future children. So that's why he wrote one poem in order to make the parents to think about the future of the children. So what is going to happen if they let the children to watch the television for lots of time? So far as children are concerned, is never let. So he wrote never in the capital letters. So all of the letters NEVER. Okay, so those 5 letters are in capital letters, and again he wrote the same never. That means he is very, in order to make it efficient. Okay, so he wrote like that in order to tell the importance of. That means you can understand, after reading this line you can understand how he got fed up with the people who are watching the television set. Okay, so he wanted to suggest everybody to uninstall the television set at any cost. So that's why he wrote never again. The poet consciously uses the capitalization as a poetic device, often in the poem for the sake of emphasis. Okay, so in order to create emphasis, he used this poetic device. Okay, so that's why he was telling that same word for twice, and he wrote those letters in a capital letter in order to gain the attention of the reader, so that they can understand how far. Okay, so he understood the how far he understood the effects of watching television, especially for the children. Them near your television set, and you should not allow your children to go near to the television set. Okay, so some children usually go very nearer to the television and they're gonna see all the programs. Okay, so they like it very much. So that's why they are getting attracted to the television set, they are getting addicted to the television set, they keep on watching it all the time. Okay, so that's why the poet is telling that you should not allow your children to go to the television set. That's what he said. Or better still, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. For example, if you do not install the television, okay, so up to now, then don't install it. There is no good in it. Okay, so if you get any advantages of watching television, then you can install a television. So actually there are no advantages, no benefits of watching television. If you watch television, your eyes will get an eyesight problem. You may not watch it properly, anything. You may not concentrate on your education. Your education will be neglected. Okay, so that's why it's better for you to uninstall the television if you have already placed it in your home. If you have already installed it, you have to throw it away. If you do not, okay, so if you do not install it at your home, then don't do it again. Okay, so don't do it. Don't install the television. Don't pay any attention to buy the television set for your home. We have watched them gapping at the screen. Okay, so now he's telling about the people, and he watching or looking at something in such an engrossed way so as not being able to notice anything going on around the person. So some people keep on watching the television, they cannot understand what are they eating even. Okay, so their parents, especially their mother, okay, so can prepare everything with a lots of love, she cooks everything delicious, but as that person is watching at the television all the time, he or she cannot concentrate on the food which is very delicious and which was prepared by his or her mother with a lots of love. They cannot care about anything. What they eat also doesn't matter for them. They have to watch the television. They have to see it all the time. They have to pay lots of attention to that. They won't care what they eat. They won't care what is going on around them. So they simply watch their television. They'll concentrate more. Their eyes always will be on the television set. The idiotic thing at all. Okay, so now the poet is calling that one as an idiotic thing. That means idiot box. Okay, so referring to the television as an idiot box. So that can be fit for nothing. Okay, so if a person is unable to do anything, then the elders or the teachers can call that person as an idiot. That's why the poet is telling that don't install the television. There will not be any use even if you do it. And here the poet is telling that in almost every house we have been. So whatever the house we have already gone, so everybody has a television set, irrespective of their financial status. Many of them are paying lots of attention. They are paying lots of money to buy the television set. They wanted to have the television at any cost. Even though they are poor, they are not afford to buy the television, but still they are going for it because they are getting lots of interest on watching television. So everybody has a television. So what's wrong if I have the television? So that is the mindset of every person in the society. So everybody wanted to buy the television set. Okay, so this is what happening in the society. And we have watched them gapping at the screen. They simply watch at the television. Okay, they may not care about what is going on around them. They may not care what they are eating even. Nothing. They'll concentrate on the television. Their eyes always will be on the screen of a television. They loll and slope and lounge about. Okay, so here the poet is telling that loll means sit in a lazy way. So they can sit however they like because that can be their home. Okay, so who cares? That's why they can sit however they like. Okay, so they may lift their legs and they may sleep with lots of negligence and they can be lazy. Okay, and slope means careless and casual way of sitting. Okay, so you can sit however you like at your home. Okay, because nobody can judge you because that's your home. You are allowed to sit however you like. Lounge means sit in a relaxed way as one does in a sofa. So you can sit like this in a sofa and you can do whatever you like. Okay, so you can throw your hands at anywhere. Okay, so you can lift your legs and you can do whatever you like because that's your home and you can see the television. Your parents are not going to say anything. Okay, some of the parents are willingly allowing their children to watch the television because they can be allowed to do their activities. They can do their home chores. Okay, so the daily routine can be finished if they can allow these children to watch the television. So that's why they are letting these children to watch the television for hours and hours in order to be not disturbed by these children. Okay, so that is what they are doing. They are using this one as an instrument on children. And lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out. They're watching at the television as if their eyeballs are coming out of their eyes. Okay, so if you keep on watching, then what is going to happen? Eyes are very sensitive, right? Okay, that light can't be you cannot bear that bright light all the time. If you are watching the television at nights, you may lose your eyesight. Okay, because the eyes are very sensitive. If you do not have a proper sleep and still watching the television, you will get headache, you will get eye pains. Okay, so that's why the poet is telling they do not care even if the eyeballs are coming out of their eyes because they are concentrating more and more on television. Nothing can be important for them. Education is secondary, only the television. Stare until their eyes pop out. Last week in someone's place, we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. So this is an exaggeration. Usually that doesn't happen in reality. So the poet is telling that he went to some place on the floor. Okay, so when he was walking on the floor, he has seen some of the eyeballs. Okay, like dozen eyeballs. That means 6 people were watching the television continuously and their eyeballs came out because everybody has 2 eyeballs. 2 eyes and 2 eyeballs. No? So those eyeballs already came out of their eyes and they fell on the ground. So when he was walking on that floor, he has seen that. Actually, that didn't happen. This is an exaggeration. That means the poet is telling that if you watch the television, your eyes will also come out from your eyes. So don't watch it. That's what the poet is suggesting to all the people, whoever is watching, whoever is reading this television poem. They sit and stare and stare and sit until they are hypnotized by it. They'll simply sit. Okay, they won't get any pains also for watching television. Okay, so if they have to sit in a classroom, they'll get all the pains. They'll get back pain and they cannot concentrate on the teacher for a long period of time. They'll be bored. But when they are watching television set, they won't get any pain, no pain. Okay, so no tension, nothing at all. They won't be bored also if they are watching television. They'll get lots of amusement. They'll get lots of entertainment. Eyes pop out. So here, they'll simply stare and stare. That is the only duty. They have assigned themselves to it. until they are hypnotized by it. So they have to be hypnotized. Hypnotized means they gonna imagine what is not true. Okay, the heroine could die in the movie. Does it happen in reality? Okay, so they may have the rebirth. They may go to the heaven, hell, they can see everything. Is it going to happen everything in reality? So that is nothing. Okay, so that doesn't happen in reality. Until they are absolutely drunk and with all that shocking, ghastly junk. Okay, so they gonna see everything and they gonna accept everything into their brain. Okay, so no creativity, there will not be any place for creativity, there will not be any place for any other activities in their life. They'll simply concentrate on the television a lot with all that shocking and ghastly junk. Okay, so this is appalling, horrible. Okay, so it is like a horrible experience for them. They'll always accept that horrible junk which is a waste thing into their brain. Don't allow your brain to accept the wasteful things to your brain. Okay, and oh yes, we know it keeps them still. Okay, so you know the reason. The television can only make every child to be calm. The television can make every child to be sit in a proper way. The television can only gain the attention of a child. Okay, so you know that. And after that, they don't climb out the windowsill. For example, if the child is watching the television continuously for hours and hours, can they be active? They cannot be active. They cannot climb the window sill. That means they cannot climb the rods of the windows like all other children who are not watching the television for lots of time. They can be active. Some people are very conscious about their children. They may not allow their children to watch the television set. Okay, so they are very careful about their children's future. So those people can be very active. They can climb the window sills and they can climb the walls and they can do everything because they are very active. They are physically active. Whereas these people, they keep on watching the television and they cannot eat the food well. They cannot talk to the other people. They may not know the relationships. Nothing. Okay, so they cannot be active. They'll be fragile. Okay, so they can be weak. They never fight or kick or punch. Okay, for example, if I beat a child, okay, for example, if the child belongs to our own family, the child can also beat us, no? So because the children can be very active. If I beat him, he'll also beat him. Okay, so if I'll beat him, he'll also beat me. Because tit for tat. The children, if they are active, then only they can do that. If they are unable to do, that means they are inactive. And they cannot kick the other child and they cannot punch also. They can't do anything because they are inactive. They cannot concentrate on any other things rather than the television. They leave you free to cook the lunch. So why are you leaving those children like that to watch television? Because you are a selfish in that state. Because you wanted to do all your homely activities. You want to do all the household activities and also the home chores. Okay, so that is the reason you are letting your children to watch the television set and cook the lunch. So why are you leaving your children? Because you wanted to cook your lunch. You wanted to wash the dishes in the sink and you wanted to clean the wash of your dishes which are lying on the sink. So these are all the reasons which are allowing you to leave your children in the hands of a television which is an idiotic box, which can influence it, which can influence their future a lot. But did you ever stop to think, to wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved tot? Tot means here the toddler or child. So even the toddlers are also watching the television nowadays. You are leaving that child to watch the television for lots of time. Have you ever think about the problem which he is going to face in the future? Do you have any idea about his future? Are you thinking about him? Are you thinking about her? What is going to happen if you leave that child to watch the television for lots of time? Do you get any idea about it? He's directly asking the question to the parents. So parents have to think once. What am I going to my child? Okay, how it influences him? How it influences her? What is going to happen? You have to think. Okay, so you are doing your activities happily. But what is going to happen? What is going to happen to this child?